from our weak and crumbling lives. Come into this night when days are done, lost and astray, it must vanished from your eyes. It came and distorted your sight. Saw you benighted by your pride. Come into this night, you glide alone. Carry your weight, you are flawed as all of us. Come into this night, your only home. It's never too late to repent, suffer the came and distorted your sight. Saw you benighted by your pride. By your pride. Come into this night when you're able to undo your deeds and atone with your lonely soul. Once you're into this night, all minds are stable. Forget all your needs, lose the grip of all control. When you're tired of waiting, when time is not on your side, when you're tired of hating me, you no longer want to hide. You're stuck to the failures of your life, or with the sorrows of your strife. When time waits for no one, it heals when you die. When soon you are forgotten, whisper within the sight. When this trouble admitting that you have been wrong all along, when the words you have written down reads everything is gone. You're stuck to the failures of your life, or the sorrows of your strife. When time it waits for no one, reveals when you die. When soon you are forgotten, whisper within the sight. When time it waits for no one, reveals when you die. When soon you are forgotten, whisper within the sight. When you smother your friendships and take much more than you need, when you can't keep a secret to yourself and points to the source of the deed, you're stuck to the failures of your life, or the sorrows of your strife. And you can never find the satisfaction when you can't outgrow your false you sold this weight on the silver scale. What the seeds allow.
Alright, that took like infinitely longer than I thought it would. Okay. Yep, that took far longer than I initially anticipated. Alright, there's a few things I wanted to watch. Some kind of fucked up shit on YouTube, as always. Then maybe Soma or Eternal Darkness. I don't know. See how it goes. What? Coco Melon ad? That's Coco Melon on my channel? The fuck? I am like the most opposite thing to Coco Melon. What the fuck? Let's see. There were a few like interesting things, and then we'll figure it out. Hey, what's going on? Yeah, Theme Park Crazy put out 10 surreal indoor water parks. I've never been to an indoor water park, but it sounds amazing. What are you doing, Skate Alex? Yeah, I want to see these. These are real, right? I'm not like
Well,
super
the
familiar
holiday
with
season
water
is fully
parks
underway,
either.
and with it comes all sorts of horror-themed holiday.
I think the last time I've been to a water park was actually probably with Darkest in like 8th grade band or something. It has been a hot minute. I try to go to Six Flags like at least once a year.
Events at theme parks. Speaking of horror, there are quite a few subgenres to it.
Hey, what's going
One
on?
particular subgenre.
Sorry about
of
last
horror
night.
is
My internet fucked up, as it does always around that time.
to liminal spaces. For those unaware, liminal spaces
Yes,
were originally defined as places
I got
of
100%
transition,
on that.
hallways, waiting rooms, stairwells,
It's
areas we pass through without.
I really regret blasting through it, but I fucking loved it. I think it was about like 25 hours for 100% for me.
Much thought. But as the concept evolved online, it's taken on a whole new meaning. Now it's less about physical
Galadrius
transition,
is
but
alive.
about a certain feeling, a blend of nostalgia,
Sorry, I keep
isolation,
pausing.
simplicity.
But if you don't know, my sister got annihilated. That's Caladrius yesterday. Yesterday minus 5 hours. She got fucked up pretty bad. And she got stitched up. Yeah, it's pretty bad. And there it is now. The reason I was on so late, I was playing Overwatch with Darkest, and then I called my sister. So yeah, that's it's a pretty fucking gnarly gash. I've actually never seen a gash that fucked up before in real life. Yeah. Oh, get off. Dude, like you can see the inside meatiness of it. Ugh. I've never had a gash that bad. I think the worst gash that I had was I was drunk as usual, and then I tripped and I fell and I hit my eyebrow on one of my guitar cases with like the metal latch. It cut me up pretty bad, but nothing like that. I've never seen anything like that. Yeah, that's what I said. Jesus, with that, your birds. Well, she'll tell you. She can type it out better than I can. It was not because of the birds, though.
And some existential unease on the top. It's a vibe that many find both comforting and eerie, and there have been quite a few horror games based on it.
Oh, I haven't played
Today,
that.
we're talking about a specific place that's commonly associated with the concept, indoor water parks. So as voted
I've
on
never
by the
even
viewers,
heard
here are
of an
just some
indoor
the most
water park.
liminal-esque indoor water parks you can find out there. Number 10, Safari Joe's Indoor Wilderness Water Park in Watervliet, Michigan. From the name, you'd expect this place to have lush
Smokey
and
lives in
elaborate jungle
Michigan.
theming, but
I wonder if
this
he's
park's
been.
atmosphere is much simpler than that. To be fair, there is some jungle theming scattered around, like some fake palm trees and the Pygmies Pond water play area. But for the most part, this water park gives off a minimalist, almost industrial vibe.
It's
The muted
weird.
color scheme combined
That
with
seems
the
like that would be
solid
really
walls,
weird
small
to
windows and high
play
ceiling
in.
give the park an open, almost isolated feeling. The swirling yellow water slide towards the ceiling appears to clip through the wall, which only adds to the surreal.
Oh yeah,
feeling of
look,
this
there
park.
it is.
Once again, it lacks the safari
the
theming
fucking
you'd
back
expect from
room
the
shit.
name, but there is one bit of theming that feels
Yeah, it
practically
does.
out of place. This park has two major water slides, the aforementioned yellow slide named Hippo's Hollow, and another mostly outdoor slide named Rhino's Rage. Both of these slides have mock heads of their respective animals above the exits.
Hippo and a rhino.
These small, almost random pieces of safari theming feel out of place against the plain empty walls and minimalist design.
It's weird.
It's almost as if the theming was an afterthought and never fully realized.
What's the deal with the hippo thing? Like there's some kind of like hippo that's been everywhere. I don't know where that came from. Moodang or something? Man, I probably sounded really Texan there. Got that moodang there? I have no idea like what the deal with that is.
Number 9, Evans Plunge Mineral Springs in Hot Springs, South Dakota. Believe it or not, this park dates all the way back to 1890.
What about it? Is it just like incredibly cute or something?
Black Hills. According to the park's website, the water is provided by a natural thermal spring at the north end of the pool, and over 5,000 gallons flow into the pool every minute. At a warm 87 degrees, this crystal clear water is much warmer than a typical pool. Another big difference with regular pools.
It's fed by an underwater like aquifer that pumps water into it. How, like, where the fuck does the water go? Like, where does it drain to? Just a pygmy. Okay, I didn't know if like something crazy happened.
Emphasizing how natural it is. What makes this park so liminal is its sheer simplicity. Here, all of the slides share the same large pool,
weird.
And the whole park is a big, simple room. In addition to a mild family slide, a thrilling drop slide, and a classic kiddie slide
this
down
kind of looks like just
there's
a
also
pool.
The swing rings. Here, guests can attempt to go from one end to the other with upper body strength alone. The water park lacks the vibrant colors and decor typically seen in more elaborate parks, which adds to its liminal quality. The quietness of the space, combined with the simplicity of its features, gives off a nostalgic, almost timeless atmosphere.
This is some pool rooms, back room shit.
Number 8, the time capsule
in real life,
Scotland. One look at this park and its elevated water slides may remind you of the Waterworld.
Have y'all seen that new fucking crazy park they're building in Japan?
That was actually based on a different Scottish water park named Leith Waterworld.
See if I can
but while
find
that park has since closed for good, the time capsule is thankfully still in operation. First opening in 1991, this leisure center featured a play zone, an ice skating rink, and an indoor water park. Originally, this park was heavily dinosaur themed, even featuring some animatronics that generated
this park is fucking wild.
Submechanophobia. First, there was this T-Rex that leaned forwards towards one of the park's water slides. Video footage from the time shows the figure actually moved. Then there was this sea serpent-like fountain that sprayed water onto guests below.
This is some fucking Five Nights at Freddy's shit. Do not tell me that this is not. I've played enough horror games to know that that snake comes alive whenever it's nighttime.
This big guy, with its blood-stained teeth, jutted out from a tile-covered surface.
Horrifying.
And in a liminal horror sense, he fits right in. And if you think that was bad, look what happened when I put this image into an AI software to make a video out of it. Geez, now that's some premium grade A nightmare fuel. Sadly...
Yeah, look at this water park. It's fucking ridiculous. Like, I don't even believe it exists. That it has like 18 slides and 10 pools wrapped in on one another. Told me I mean, what was your mom in Toy Story?
The dinosaur animatronics were removed during a refurbishment, with the park having more of a sci-fi theme nowadays. But that doesn't mean it isn't liminal anymore. In fact, the lack of theming, abundance of tiling, and abstract areas make it even more deserving of being on this list. If I ever get a chance to visit Scotland, I certainly wouldn't mind checking this place out. Number 7.
I mean, you would have to have, like, a water park indoors and, like, higher regions, like northern regions. Is it probably, like, you couldn't have an open one, right? It would get too cold.
Tiki Bad Daniel at Wassenaar in the Netherlands. And I have no idea if I pronounced that town's name right. Nope. Perhaps the most famous Dutch water park out there, you may remember this place from some of my previous water slide videos. More specifically, this park has become world famous for its defunct
It's
flyover
so
water slide. This slide
fucking
used the
creepy
siphon
looking.
effect to literally suck swimmers through a tube with no air and only water inside of it. Many of my viewers consider this to be the most terrifying water slide of all time, but while it's no longer at the park,
Holy
Tiki
shit,
Bad Danielle is
it
still
sucks
worth
you
visiting.
in?
This place has a wide variety of
literally?
water slides, from trapdoor to a winding bull slide to the terrifying pelican dive. This 23-foot or 7-meter tall slide cuts off part way, sending riders into a free fall of around 10 feet or 3 meters. And the pool you fall into is pretty deep too. In addition to its solid lineup of attractions, this park is located in an
wild. Like I
abstract
said,
room
I don't
that
have
almost
experience
resembles
with
an
water
indie
parks.
shopping mall. The tiled surfaces, combined with large open space and elevated walkways, resemble the layout of many older malls. Nostalgic, abstract, and surreal,
Yeah,
Tiki
this
Bad
you
Danielle
have
is a
vaporwave
must-do
playing
for
in
liminal
here. You'd
aesthetic
have to.
enthusiasts. Number 6, Mariners Cove in Lethbridge, Alberta, Canada.
Canada,
You know that
where's
famous
Super
liminal
Shade?
image of the Holiday Inn Express at London Heathrow Airport, aka level 188 of the backrooms?
Yep.
Well, imagine putting a water park in the middle of it. Coincidentally enough,
that's
this
fucking
water park
wild.
is also at a Holiday Inn. It's not uncommon for hotels to give pool views, but at the Holiday Inn Lethbridge, you can get a room with a view of an indoor water park with high walls, few windows, and a totally liminal feeling. This small water park features
I
a fluid
imagine
pool,
it
a
feeling
small
like
play
very
structure, and
like
2 major
cold.
water slides. With the exception of a mural of sailing ships on the wall, the water park's atmosphere feels
Like it looks
large,
very like
empty,
it doesn't
and
have
isolated.
warm
If
lighting.
this was built outdoors, it would
which
be
I
nothing
enjoy.
out of the ordinary. But the fact that it's indoors and surrounded by hotel room windows gives it a surreal, dreamlike appearance.
Nah, see, look. You see that? I have watched enough shit to know that that thing, that's not like it. It looks like a smile or something. I know it's the exit to a water slide, but nah, man. Nope.
Seriously, if you've seen a water park like this in your dreams before, feel free to comment
don't like
below
warm
so I know
lighting,
I'm not
though.
insane. Number 5, the Golden Palm
I like
Resort
the cold,
in Skegness,
sterile,
England. And
bluish
again, I think I
white
pronounced
lighting.
that right, but I'm not sure. Admittedly, there isn't a lot I can say about this one, since footage of it is incredibly rare. The top half of the room, with its exposed ducts and steel beams, has a distinctly industrial feel to it. In contrast, the lower half boasts
Yeah, I
playful,
don't know, I'm weird.
abstract colors and shapes, but it still feels pretty open. Only the blue steel beams tie the two halves of the room together. There isn't a whole lot to this park, as it consists of 2 water
It's like a
slides,
big
mini
pool.
slide for babies, and some
What?
rings to run through. But this is only one of the Golden Palm Resort's attractions. There's
Like, what qualifies something to be a water park versus a very large pool with a few slides? Like, what's the cutoff there?
also mini golf, a soft play area, bowling, and an arcade, so there's plenty for the kids to do overall. Number 4, Aqua Park Babylon
that's
in
badass.
Liudet, Czech Republic. Part
Hell
of the
yeah,
Centrum
Czech
Babylon
Republic, let's
Entertainment
go.
Center, this water park has
That's
a Jules
me.
Verne
Those are
theme.
my people.
The main swimming pool is simply beautiful. With its elaborate steampunk aesthetic, this is
That is
definitely
really
one of the
fucking
most
cool.
underrated indoor pool areas out there. On
That
the
actually
other
looks
hand,
really
things
fucking
take a
cool.
liminal turn where the water slides are. This area is much more colorful and abstract. When I googled the phrase liminal indoor water parks, this was one of the first images to come up. This area of the park has uneven lighting, with some spots being brightly illuminated and other sections
I
being
played
shadowy
through,
and dim. The main thing that puts this
what was
park
that
on
game
the list
called?
is the low
Pools?
ceiling of this area.
It
This,
reminded
combined
me
with
of
the lack
this.
windows,
It's very
adds
good.
a splash of claustrophobia to
Experience.
An
I don't know if I would
otherwise
call it a
clean zone.
game.
Believe it or not, the park shared a promotional video of its pools drained without any water. You can easily imagine this being in a first-person survival horror game, running
Yep.
through the pools while being chased by an unknown entity. If you see this place in your nightmares, feel free to come back to this video and comment down below.
Where I used to live, in fact, maybe I can find a picture of it. So I used to live in downtown Fort Worth. It was amazing. Maybe one day I'll get back there. But I would walk to these things called the water gardens. It was that's how I get my exercise in, like, every day. And they had just a bunch of like insane like water structures, I guess. Let me see if I can find a video of it. There's an interesting reason why I'm pulling this up. There. I'm sure somebody has a video of it.
On the south side of downtown
Yeah,
lies
this was like a 10-minute walk from where I lived, like in a loft in downtown.
Worth's Water Gardens, an oasis amid the desert of the Texas
It's really
city.
cool.
It inhabits a unique intersection between art, urban park, and architecture. Today, we'll take a look at what makes the Fort Worth Water Gardens special.
I would sit right up there and watch Smokey stream on Twitch at like 7 o'clock.
Today, we'll take a look at what makes the Fort Worth Water by such an immense volume
it's
of
shit like this,
rushing
right?
water. The active pool presents the stark contradiction of total immersion while keeping visitors dry.
And there's a bunch of different
and designed to be light and playful. Perhaps my favorite area of the water gardens is the quiet pool. Like the active pool, it immerses visitors in falling water below ground level. The walls of the quiet pool might be considered their own water feature, as they're separate from the...
But anyway, the whole point of me bringing this up is that for COVID, they emptied them out. Like, they didn't have any of this. So it was all... It was really weird, because there just wasn't water in the water gardens. And, like, me and Caladrius were fucking incredibly drunk one time, and we walked down there at like 3 in the morning or something, and we laid down in these pools that had no water in them, and I got pictures of it. I'm pretty sure I'm probably the only one person on planet, me and my sister, who has weird pictures like that. Just nobody else has probably ever done it.
Pool is a series of trees, which is the park's most direct connection with nature.
Anyway, sorry.
Slowly,
I think I still have those on my phone.
3, Chaos Indoor Water Park in Eau Claire, Wisconsin.
Yeah, there was, when you were there,
many water
there was
parks of the Wisconsin Dells, but this indoor water park is actually about 2 hours away.
Maybe I have a
More
picture.
Specifically, it can be found in the city of Eau Claire in the Metropolis Resort.
Maybe I have a
As the
picture of us
resort
doing
name
that?
implies,
I'm not sure.
Chaos Water Park has a Metropolis city theme with various murals and scenery. There's a painting of an
I wonder how many
alligator
kids have
pipe,
pissed
a
in
water
there.
feature with 2 cars and a hydrant, and even the support beams are made to look like skyscrapers. So it's definitely less industrial looking than the other water parks in this list, but it's still pretty surreal and open. Like Aqua Park Babylon, this park has
so
rather
weird.
uneven artificial lighting. This means that while some spots are brightly lit, others are actually pretty dark, as you can see in this promotional video. Also, one thing that's kind of bizarre about this
I didn't
park
know
is the
these
main
places
mural on the
like
walls.
actually
This mural
existed.
appears to portray a city that's about to be decimated by a giant tsunami, all while being attacked by King Kong. Talk about a double header. And for some
you
reason, the
fucked
space
on both
theme is
ends on
there
that.
too, even though it's a New York City type environment. On another wall, there's a kraken attacking a boat and another city about to be destroyed by a tsunami.
Release
Is
the
this
kraken!
Metropolis or 2012? Overall, though, it does look like a very enjoyable water park. Number 2, Baoyan Children's Park in Beijing, China. I've never seen an indoor water park like this before. This looks more like something you'd see in a music video than an actual water park.
Nah, it's like, that looks like something you would see on those Lisa Frank binders in the 90s with like the weird like cosmic dolphins and stuff. Know what I'm talking about?
This looks more like something you'd see in a music video than an actual water park. Between the pastel color scheme, the abstract scenery, and the low ceiling, it's clear to see why this park ranked so highly on the list. The park's attractions and scenery were manufactured by
That's so
Mouton
weird.
Group, a children's playground manufacturer with over 20 years of experience in the industry. And in that regard, this water park resembles a playground more than a typical water park. And from a design perspective, the shapes, colors, and patterns...
You've seen the
do an excellent
documentary
job
on
stimulating
Action
children's
Park?
imaginations. According to the
Fucking wild.
CoolHunter.net, designers and project directors wanted the park's appearance to be different from other indoor entertainment parks. And to that regard, they certainly achieved this goal. It is perhaps the world's most surreal indoor water
Very
park.
odd.
In addition to the water park, there's also a miniature city area with a roleplay town for young children. There are also slides, a large ball pit, and a giant Duplo block-esque play zone. There's even an indoor zoo as well. Definitely a unique children's entertainment area, and one that liminal space enthusiasts will find truly fascinating. Number 1. Erikdalsbadet in Stockholm, Sweden. I really hope I pronounced that right. More specifically, this is the water park located inside the Erikdalsbadet Aquatic Center.
Wouldn't have guessed.
First built in 1999, this facility was part of Stockholm's application for the 2004 Olympics. Though the city did lose out to Athens, Greece, this swimming facility soon became extremely popular in the capital city. When I first saw an image of this
built
park,
that
I honestly
thinking that
thought
they
it
were
was
going to
AI
host the
generated.
Olympics, and they didn't
Believe it or
even
not, this park is 100% real. This bizarre place looks like what would happen if you tried to make a Rubik's Cube themed water park, with colorful cubic decor and the use of clad mosaic tile designs. With its surreal and abstract appearance, it's obvious why this park got the #1 spot, but there's a bit of a problem in this case. Despite being open for decades, footage of this park is insanely rare. Most footage I found of this location is of the regular swimming pool and not of the water park. In fact, the only clip of the water park I could find on YouTube is this one, which for some reason has that classic Bandicam logo on it. Even then, it doesn't show off the whole park. Still though, it's nice to have some documentation of it. Sadly, the only other video I could find of this park is this one, which I can't show since it's copyrighted by a local news station. Even worse,
I'm sure they're gonna care.
In poor condition, and an article from
the
earlier
local
this year says
Swedish
that officials
news
are
station
considering demolition. Apparently, an experimental form of concrete was used in the park's construction, and now it's leaking. Officials added that the park would be extremely expensive to renovate. Personally, I'd love to see this park brought back to its former glory, but if not, hopefully we can get some more documentation of it before it's gone for good. Now it's time for the comment shoutout program.
No, it's
this
not.
Is where I...
That's okay. There's some other shit too. I know I saved because I'm like, I was in bed earlier and yeah, I'm gonna want to watch this, but come on. The internet's been really shitty the past few days. Okay, here's one. Strangest mysteries of the old internet. This is like
Booth World Industries took the internet by storm back in the early 2010s, all with a single post to r/nosleep. The story was entitled 630-296-7536 and covers one man's bizarre experience with a seemingly innocuous phone call. The spark news is that after moving into his new cabin, our narrator, who we will call Jim, receives a call that he believes is the plumber. After a brief hold, Jim is connected with Samantha, who introduces him to Booth World Industries and asks for a name. Jim replies as anyone would with his name, except she says the following bizarre sentence. "We know who you are. I'm your operator. Please give me a name to access." Jim is now incredibly confused, so he decides to give a fake name, which she immediately calls bogus upon and says that fake names cannot be used. Jim asks, used for what? At which point, Jim is met with this iconic one-word answer, remodeling. Still thinking this has to do with his cabin, Jim continues and gives the name of his ex-girlfriend, Jessica Goodwin. Jim is then given the date of August 21st, 2015 for Samantha's remodeling appointment and is asked if he'd like to reschedule, which he does for later that day at 3 p.m. Jim is then asked if he'd like a courtesy call, to which he answers yes. Jim then fills us in by telling us that Jessica is his ex and that he harbors a lot of ill will for her. So when he receives a call at precisely 3 p.m., he begins to smile as he hears Jessica begging for her life and taking her last breath on the other side of the phone. After this, the story takes a turn as we learn that Jim himself has been scheduled for remodeling in just a few days and can only escape by recruiting 1,000 people to become Booth World members, which is obviously a basically impossible task, and as such, Jim would never be heard from again. This post would be his swan song, the last hurrah, a hill to die on, and ironically, all that's left of him. Now, this story is so good, and it caused a ton of division in its day, with people searching to find verifiable evidence of its truthfulness or its falsity. But to this day, there isn't really anything that sways it either way. People have both claimed to be its creator and claimed that it's all made up. But the phone records prove that the number does exist.
I remember when
there
that
are
jump
filings
scare
for such a
came out.
business as Booth World Industries. Additionally, over the years, countless folks have dialed those divisive digits and received a diabolical diatribe from a direful drone. And the stories from these people who have dialed the number basically boil down to one of three things. No one picks up, I was sent to voicemail, or on very rare occasions, someone actually picks up. So for the sake of getting to the bottom of this, I gave the number a dial myself and was met with this.
If you feel you have reached this recording in error, please check the number and try your call again.
But thanks to the internet, we know that it was once something a little bit more like this when you dialed the number.
You have reached Booth World Industries. Your number has been logged and traced. A service representative will be with you shortly for remodeling.
Which means that it would unfortunately seem that the answers to this once front page mystery are now forever buried in obscurity. So whether or not this is true is up to you. Let me know what you think in the comments below. An arcade game named Berserk would become nefarious for its role in the death of a young man named Peter Bukowski in the 1980s. A young man who was physically fit, active, had friends, no medical conditions, and who had a particular enjoyment for the arcade. Peter was a man of his time. That was until at 8 p.m. when Peter moseyed down to the arcade and headed for Berserk, which according to the arcade's owner was Peter's favorite game to play. After about 25 minutes and 2 high scores, Peter was just getting his day started, except as he entered his initials into the all-time high scoreboard, he collapsed. Within minutes the ambulance had arrived and everything possible was done for Peter, but by the time he got to the hospital, he was pronounced dead on arrival.
This is some like Polybius
struck
shit.
His community and the gaming community at large, with many arcade owners removing the game from their premises. Before we continue about Peter's death though, there is some necessity to understand the game Berserk. Like many arcade games of its time, it was pretty simple. Essentially it boils down to killing robots and advancing to the next level. Now in the process of killing these robots, if you take too much time, a monster named Evil Otto will appear, who is just a smiley face that follows you around. You can't kill him and he'll chase you until you advance to the next level. And what brought this connection between Peter's death and the game to another level was when people realized that Evil Otto, who's just a smiley face, looks eerily similar to the water towers in Peter's hometown, which are all painted with smiley faces. People then and people now still find this connection very weird, and something I noticed is that whenever you kill a robot, it also breaks into the same smiley face, which I thought was a little creepy. Now Peter's death brought up some interesting research, and
I fucking love that video. It's the best video on the internet.
It was uncovered that it's a little creepy. Now Peter's death brought up some interesting research.
That's the fucking funniest shit
several
ever.
Months prior, a young man named Jeffrey Daly had also died while playing Berserk. Shortly after completing his new high score round, as he was inputting his initials into the game, Jeffrey fell to the ground, dying instantaneously. Most alarmingly, it's reported that Jeffrey's final score was 16,660. A little finding which I think may be just too much to ignore. Although we are certain of Peter's death, Jeffrey's is a little bit different, and there is very little to no reliable information about the life or death of Jeffrey Daly, and most of the information seems to come from this one arcade game website. However, whether or not Jeffrey's part of the story is true, it is undeniable that it has had a major impact on the lore of the game Berserk.
I feel like I should have known that too.
Stop at 2 lives, they would increase their number to 1/3, with Edward Clark Jr. being our final death toll. In seemingly dark irony, Edward would enter the same arcade where Peter had died 6 years prior, and on that day he had noticed that there were some free coins standing atop the Berserk console. So he headed over like anyone would and began playing, inserting one of the free coins. A few minutes later, however, a 16-year-old named Pedro Roberts walked over and began harassing him, claiming that the coins belonged to him. Fighting erupted and Pedro was thrown out, while Edward was held for 10 minutes to wait for his own safety until Pedro was out of distance. And when the security led Edward out, they told him to walk in the opposite direction that Pedro had taken to avoid any more fighting. However, Edward did not listen and instead took his usual route home. And just a short bit down this road, Pedro was waiting in an alley where he stabbed Edward to death. Now, this all makes for a pretty convincing story, but for the sake of honesty, I have to tell you that, according to the autopsy, Peter had a previously unknown heart condition that was likely ignited by the day's events, including his multiple miles walk to the arcade that day, and the caffeine-laden soda he had stopped for along the way. And while this is highly probable, I would really need to read the medical records for myself, because it's almost hard to believe that, considering we were told that Peter was physically fit, and this walk to the arcade would have been nothing new for him. So unlike some of the other videos I've seen, I'm a little hesitant to dive straight into the notion that this is either real or fake. Instead, I'm going to leave this one up to you all. 112 Dirtbag. This is a topic that has fascinated me since...
Here, hold on. I don't like the fact that he uses random shit in there. I'm going to find something else. I don't like this editing of... I don't know. It's weird. Sorry, that's a me thing. It bothers me, though. Here, strangest way people have died. Disasterthon always brings it.
The first case of strange death on this list could probably have its own video entirely, and it is definitely one of the more well-known cases that I'm going to cover in this video.
Oh, it's Crow.
Brandon Lee was a rising star in the early 1990s, and wanted to follow in the footsteps of his legendary father and go into acting.
I remember when that happened.
He was cast in the lead role of the film The Crow, directed by Alex
That's a huge
Proyas.
thing.
The film focuses on a murdered musician who was resurrected to avenge the death of himself and his fiancée. The film was intended to be Lee's breakthrough role and was based on the comic book series of the same name. On the 31st of March 1993, the crew were filming the scene in which Lee's character is shot with a prop gun, which was supposed to have been filled with blanks. However, the gun was fired, and Lee was struck in the abdomen and immediately collapsed. He was then rushed to hospital. Despite several hours of surgery, he died from his injuries at the age of 28. So what happened to him? When a gun is loaded in films, they are loaded with hollowed out cartridges. They are then supposed to be replaced. It was the same thing that
Alec Baldwin did, right?
This is kind of what happened on the set of The Crow, but due to budget restraints, they modified their own blanks from live bullets to save money and time. The police investigation found that one of the bullets broke off and lodged into the gun, which was then fired out of the gun along with the blank. Although many conspiracy theorists believe that the death of Brandon Lee was more sinister, even tying it to the Chinese mafia, the shooting was ruled an accident. Linda Lee, Lee's mother, filed a lawsuit against the filmmakers in August 1993, alleging negligence for her son's death. The lawsuit was settled 2 months later.
You have to keep people on
set.
set.
The death of Brandon Lee was a shock to his family, friends, and fans,
that are like
left many
specifically
wondering what career
take care
he
of
might
like
have had
firearms.
if he had
I
lived.
think. I don't
The
know.
film The Crow was released a year
heard.
later and dedicated to his memory, and became a cult classic that is still loved to this day. Jimmy Heselden was a British entrepreneur from Leeds, England, born in 1948. Leaving school at 15, he started work as a coal miner, but was later laid off during the industry's downturn. This loss led him to launch Hesco Bastion in 1989. Using his redundancy money, he invented Hesco barriers, collapsible wire mesh containers that, when filled with earth or sand, provide effective fortifications for military use and flood defences. Widely used in conflict zones and disaster responses, Heselden's invention brought him significant wealth and recognition, including an OBE in 2006 for his contributions to defence and charity. With a keen sense of innovation and a desire to help others, Heselden channeled much of his wealth into charity causes, donating over $23 million to various initiatives including the Leeds Community Foundation. In December 2009, he purchased Segway Inc., the company behind the iconic two-wheeled self-balance vehicle.
I know what this is. This is very ironic.
He did this hoping to foster its development as an eco-friendly transport option. In September 2010, less than a year after acquiring Segway Inc., Heselden died in an accident involving one of the Segway models. The incident occurred on a Sunday morning as Heselden was out riding a Segway model near his home in Thorpe Arch, West Yorkshire. He was out riding a narrow path that ran close to a steep cliff overlooking the River Wharfe. This is where he encountered a dog walker. According to the coroner's report and witness accounts, Heselden attempted to reverse his Segway to give the other person more room to pass safely. Unfortunately, in his effort to be courteous, he lost control of the device, causing it to slip over the edge and fall. Heselden fell about 30 feet into the river below, suffering fatal injuries that led to his death. The tragic death of Jimmy Heselden cast a shadow over Segway Inc., which continued to operate for several years before its eventual shutdown in 2020.
Oh, they don't make them anymore?
Heselden's family, friends, and the broader community mourned his loss, remembering him for his generosity, humility, and contributions to defense and disaster relief.
I think that he also bought it because he wanted to prove to people how safe it was. He like really wanted to push the safety of it. So it's pretty ironic that he was riding one and, died while he was on one by falling down a cliff on a Segway.
Estate, valued at $340 million, was left to his family, with much of his charitable legacy continuing to benefit Leeds and the surrounding area. The next case almost has to be seen to be believed, and is perhaps the most unlucky case of death in today's video. David Grumman was a 24-year-old man who lived in Arizona in the United States. In 1982, he and his friend went out into the desert with a shotgun to have some...
As is tradition, and I don't plan this shit out in advance, but whenever we pop up and see a cactus, we have to watch the cactus video. I don't make the rules. I do, but I can't break the rules. It's just a rule. Cactus pops up in a weird video. We gotta watch the cactus video. because it's funny and it makes me feel better about myself.
Hey guys, I'm Jeff Bill. First we gave you Cactus Hand Grab, and now I present to you
Cactus
Cactus
Hand
Body
Grab.
Slam.
Yep. It's good every time.
Green means go. Fuck! Pull my legs over! Fucking pull my legs over! Zach, help me now! Help me now!
I think this is something Juicy Crabs would do.
Oh! Fuck! 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 Hold up,
It's like a piglet.
Ah! Oh, I'm going to sleep! I'm going to fucking sleep!
Fuck, I feel so bad for you.
I don't.
Shit.
Every time. He's like, oh, I feel so bad for you. Why?
I'm so sorry.
Why?
They're all like this. Dude, they're all
What
like
the fuck?
that.
I went straight through the hand thing. It didn't even help. See that one there on the white?
The goggles, they do nothing.
Oh man, look.
Oh, one of these is
Out of his vein.
the vein one.
Shooting up, man.
I said
Dude, in his vein, a big
There you go.
vein.
It fucking hurts, man. It's not. It's fucked.
I don't think.
That's got bad news written all over it. Dude, that's bad.
What?
That's bad.
Oh, they're gonna like copyright. What are they doing? Oh, he's gonna drop it and it's gonna smash into his dick. I can't watch that on YouTube. They'll hit me, but maybe in a little bit I'll just turn off YouTube because that seems like that would be pretty funny. I think it was like last year, summer maybe, I watched all of the Jackass movies because I hadn't seen them all like all the way through. That shit was fucking disgusting and funny as hell.
Fun shooting at cacti. Unfortunately, things went horribly wrong when one of the cacti he shot fell on top of him, killing him instantly. That day, David packed his shotgun and drove into the desert and stopped off just west of Lake Pleasant. According to reports, he had been shooting at various types of cacti, including saguaro, which can grow up to 40 feet tall and weighs several tons. A few hours into the day, he took aim at one of the cacti that was 26 feet tall, blasting holes in.
That's a big fucking cactus too. Like, I've stood right next to one. It is wild. Also, it's illegal to like fuck with them. So the cactus kind of, had the last laugh.
On the trunk of the bottom. As he shot the last time, the cacti fell on Grumman and he was crushed. The arm of the cacti impaled him with spikes, and his friend who was with him at the time called for help, but it was too late. Grumman died on the scene. Grumman had reportedly been drinking and smoking marijuana before the incident, which may have impaired his judgment, and the death was ruled accidental. Ironically, the saguaro cactus is a protected plant, but that day it wasn't the plant that needed protecting. Since 2011, selfie-related incidents have led to at least 425 deaths worldwide. The motivations behind these tragedies are largely rooted in the pursuit of social media engagement, with people often risking their lives to capture unique or dramatic photos. Common causes of these fatal accidents include falling from great heights, drowning, and injuries from transportation or encounters with dangerous animals. Most victims are young, with a significant number of fatalities occurring in individuals under 30. One case of death.
There was a really weird one that I saw about, I don't know if it was like a selfie, like a photo, but a person goes and like sets up a camera and he jumps in, I guess it's like a hot spring, and all of, like, he has like 3 or 4 friends, like a couple of girls and like 3 other guys or something, and they're all splashing around, and then they just kind of stop, and then they go under the water, and I mean, they died. Like, I don't know what the fuck happened to them, and I've looked around for it. It's a pretty fucked up video. Like, it's very haunting because nobody like screams or anything. It's like they just stop being alive. It's fucking wild.
By selfie occurred in August of 2014 and involved a Polish couple and their 2 children on a day trip out in Portugal. During this trip, they visited Cabo da Roca, which is located on Portugal's western coast and is renowned for its dramatic, rugged cliffs that rise sharply from the Atlantic Ocean. These rocky cliffs, often towering over 100 meters high, present a stunning yet hazardous landscape, making it a popular yet risky spot for tourists. Whilst there, the couple spotted a perfect spot for a photo. They told their children to wait in a spot for them and proceeded to climb over a safety barrier and climb up the rocky cliffs to take a selfie together.
Here?
Whilst on top, the couple stepped backwards to find the perfect angle, but in doing so, tumbled off the edge of the cliff into the ocean below.
Yep.
This happened in front of their 2 children. Sadly, their bodies were found the next day, and their traumatized children had to undergo psychiatric care.
Oh,
A
shit.
selfie is never worth your death. Vladimir Valkolin and Igor Chikasov were simply 2 Russian men on their way to work when tragically they lost their lives in a sinkhole accident in 2014. The incident occurred in the city of Penza, located in western Russia. It was early morning in the city and the 2 men were on their way to work and had reached the car park they had parked in for years.
Like, I don't know
this
how
is
they
when the ground
form.
suddenly gave way beneath their car, causing them to fall into the sinkhole that had opened up in the middle of the car park. Onlookers watched on as the 2 men, trapped in their car, plummeted into the ground. The sinkhole was approximately 4 meters deep and 6 meters wide. Despite efforts by bystanders to help the pair, they died almost instantly after being boiled alive by the 75 degrees Celsius waters below them.
Oh,
the cause of the
shit.
sinkhole was believed to be a result of a collapsed underground sewer pipe.
They wouldn't have been boiled alive, though. Sorry, I gotta actually that. They said it was 75 degrees centigrade Celsius. Water boils at 100, so technically they were poached alive, I guess. Isn't that what it is? Poached.
The incident shocked the community, and the local authorities responded by evacuating nearby residents and closing off the area to investigate and repair the damage. Water company T-Plus promised to pay compensation to the families of the dead men and meet the costs of their funerals. One woman said, "What a horrendous way to die. One moment you are driving a car, the next, underground drowning in hot water." They parked, and the road collapsed right under them.
Yeah, you could wake up dead tomorrow.
As the Global News
You never
article
know.
on this next case of strange death states, eat too fast and you might choke. There really isn't much strange about that statement, it's basic common sense. However, where this next case becomes strange was what followed after the death. In August of 2019, the Fresno Grizzlies, a minor league baseball team based in Fresno, California, held a taco eating contest for locals in the area. If you didn't know, a taco eating contest is a competitive event where participants race to eat as many as they can within a set time limit.
I'm not a big fan of seafood. It looks like they have shrimp on there. Shrimp talk? No.
One of the contestants that day was 41-year-old Dana Hutchings. From reports, this was his first ever eating competition, and before it, he drank a few beers. Prior to the beers, he had been fasting for the competition. So it began, and the contestants began eating the tacos in front of them as fast as they could, and Dana was putting on an impressive show. Witness Eric Smith told ABC News he was hungry, you could tell. He was winning because he was starving. Another person watching said it was like he'd never eaten before. He was just shoving the tacos down his mouth without chewing.
Hell yeah.
However, some minutes in, disaster
done.
struck and Dana began choking. People around him rushed to his aid, but they thought he was having a heart attack, so tried CPR on a defibrillator. This was no use, and sadly, he suffocated to death.
Jesus.
Although tragic, you would think this
Tacos
would be
are
the end of
very
it,
good, though.
but his family decided to sue the competition.
I could live off
They
of
filed a
tacos.
lawsuit against Fresno Sports, claiming they did not warn him about the risk and dangers of eating tacos too quickly.
Do you really need to be warned about that? To not eat shit too quickly? At that point, I mean, come on. Come on, man. Like, come on.
They even hired a lawyer who said that during professional competitions, contestants are trained and know exactly what they are doing, but with amateur ones, this isn't the case. He said, That is not always present in an amateur eating contest. The conductors of this event should have made the risks known to the competitors and taken steps to protect them. They also claim that alcohol sold to contestants upped the risk of something like this happening. The results of this lawsuit were never made public, but they would have had to prove that Dana straight up had no idea about the risks involved, so more than likely, they would have lost.
Yeah, thank you.
In 2003, Kevin McKeon, who was 25 years old and living in Somerset, England, was walking home from the pub when he dropped his phone into a drain. Reports noted that it was a new, expensive phone, so Kevin obviously tried to retrieve it. He decided to lift the drain cover and get on his hands and knees to try and fish it out. Obviously, he had been drinking, which caused him to lose his balance, and he fell headfirst in. Kevin got stuck in the drain and drowned. A passerby walked past and was horrified to find his legs sticking out of the drain. His father said he thought that the drop was a couple of feet, but in this case it was 6 foot and half filled with water. 4 years later, halfway across the world, a 41-year-old man from Wisconsin found himself kind of in the same situation. Chris Van Aaron, a neighbour, said he saw the unnamed man kneeling over the sewer before he fell in. The man weighed over 300 pounds and whilst trying to retrieve his phone, became wedged in the storm drain. Chris then ran over and said, I tried to pull him out. Absolutely helpless was the feeling. I couldn't budge him. I could see his head and shoulders were completely underwater. He went on to say, his legs weren't moving and he was completely unresponsive. Unable to free the man, the police...
Dude, he fell in headfirst in a drain and got stuck because he was too fat to go in the drain. It's fucked up.
Police were called. It took 6 firefighters to pull him out of the sewer, and his death was ruled as accidental. The phone was found at the bottom of the sewer a few hours later. The next strange case of death takes us to Israel, where in July 2022, a man died after being sucked into a sinkhole that formed at the bottom of a pool whilst attending a party at his friend's villa. About 25 miles west of Jerusalem is the town of
random
Karmel
holes
Here,
opening up.
32-year-old Khalil Kimi was attending a pool party at his friend's villa. Reports state that at least 50 people were at the party, and 6 of them were in the swimming pool. The pool was built by the homeowner without permission or proper licensing. Seemingly out of nowhere, a sinkhole emerged at the bottom of the pool. A sinkhole emerges where water forms a hole in the ground. The water from the pool then began to get sucked into the bottom. The incident was captured on camera, and people can be heard talking in Hebrew. A man approached the sinkhole and slipped, but managed to back away. Unfortunately for Kimi, he was now dragged into the hole and was unable to get out. One victim said, the water level suddenly started receding and a hole opened up, creating a vortex that swept 2 people inside. Another man was swept in, but managed to get out with minor injuries. The police were called, and the remains of Kimi were found 4 hours later. In the aftermath, an investigation was launched, which found that not only did the couple not have permission to build a pool, but the land on which they built it on was known for having infrastructure problems. The couple, who were both in their 60s, were arrested, as they were suspected in causing death by negligence. The trial is still ongoing.
God damn.
Tragic accidents occur in
random
the most
holes
unexpected
open
of
up and
ways,
you die.
The recent death of a South Carolina woman due to a beach umbrella well and truly confirms this. In August of 2022, Tammy Perrault, a 63-year-old woman from South Carolina, was enjoying a day at Garden City Beach with her husband of 27 years,
I'll boot up
Mike,
Soma after this and see what that's about.
Mike had met Tammy 29 years earlier and loved his wife dearly. He said, she was one of a kind. After a couple years, I asked her to marry me. We got married at a beach in Jamaica. They were always together, and Tammy had recently retired, something she was greatly looking forward to. According to her husband, it was a nice but breezy day. The couple and their friend were set up on a beach when a massive gust of wind swept across. With this wind came a rental umbrella that had dislodged from the sand. The umbrella travelled 40 feet across the sand, and everyone ducked except Tammy, who did not see it in time. In a horrific turn of events, Tammy, who 30 seconds earlier had been laughing and smiling, was impaled by the umbrella. Her husband said, it went through her arm into her rib cage. She bled out in maybe 30 or 40 seconds.
That is
After
some
her death, her
Final
husband would
Destination shit right there. Tell me it's not. That is some fucking Final Destination shit.
It was just her and I all the time. Our friends said if you saw Mike, you saw Tammy, and if you saw Tammy, you saw Mike. Tammy loved everybody. She never had a bad word for anybody at all. May she rest in peace. As always,
Impaled
this is
by
not
a
an AI channel.
random
I do everything
umbrella.
myself. And if you appreciate my work, subscribe. And if you want to go the extra step to support the channel,
Goddamn,
maybe
I
consider
hate
becoming
this
a
mouse.
member.
Okay. Yeah, that is wild. A fucking random umbrella. Alright, let's see what this Soma game is. Just installed it. Hopefully it'll work. Where are you? Where is it? I like just installed it. Oh, there it is. I have no clue what this game is about at all. I'm completely blind going into this. It was recommended to me because apparently it has like a lot of philosophical, existential themes around it. It was recommended because I played the Talos Principle, if it'll load. There it goes. I don't know. We'll see. I have no idea. It's a horror game. Other than that, I have no earthly idea. A little brain mapping at the bottom. I don't know if it's like first person, third person, if it's like a puzzle game or an action game or both or something completely different. Let me turn up the sound. That should be good. All right. Options. Rendering high. Okay. I think this came out in 2017. Okay, let's do it. Normal. Monsters are dangerous and can kill you. You need to think, sneak to survive. Sneaking. The way the game was designed from the start. Why not? Let's see what you got. Reality is that which, when you stop believing in it, doesn't go away.
Are you okay, Simon? I think you're bleeding.
That's loud.
Oh, that's nothing. It's just my brain can't stop bleeding from the accident.
Here, take this.
Let me turn it down. Hopefully it paused.
No, that's for later, for the scan.
Green.
Ashley, I need to tell you something.
Simon, please don't make this weird.
No, it's not like that.
It's gonna make it weird.
Why now?
Who's David Munchie?
Why is there never enough time?
For what?
Okay.
Christ.
Okay. So, a little blurry. Pick it up. All right.
Yeah, I'm up.
Hi, Simon Jarrett?
Yeah, that's me.
My name is David Munchie. We spoke earlier.
The brain scan. I remember.
Are you all right?
Yeah, just a bad dream. Are we still on for today?
Yeah, that's why I'm calling. I wanted to remind you to drink the tracer fluid I sent you. It'll help me
Tracer.
capture a better image of the damages.
Don't worry, I got it somewhere.
Okay, great. Well, I'll see you in a couple of hours then.
Okay, see you soon.
All right. Here we are. Move around. Ooh, the mouse feels weird. Okay. Clearly the pictures are gonna be telling. I don't really. It's like underwater. Toronto Festival of Literature. All right. Inter France, the Beige Noise Tour. Ew. Oh shit. Okay. All right. What is this? From David Munchie, Neurograph. Thank you for participating in the research. The scan will be performed at Hayes Laboratories. But since we are guests, our access is a bit unpredictable. I'll try to schedule a scan Saturday. Get back when it's confirmed. All right. So I guess we got in a crash. Our brain's fucked up. It's 2015. Dear Mr. Jared, I'm happy to hear your headaches have become less frequent. Your latest tests show your brain is slowly recharging, but it's still too early to tell how it will adjust to the damage. The bleeding will continue over the coming months at least, and you will need to come to the hospital a few times to drain the cavity to prevent the blood from building pressure. Excess stress could be fatal. I have written you a prescription for prazosin to help you with your nightmares. Please read the instructions, medicate accordingly, try to get a lot of rest, and I will see you next week. Alright. Cool. Saturday off. This is a draft.
I got to hit send.
Do we
Does it
want?
matter? I already told him about it.
Hey Jesse, since you probably forgot, here's me reminding you that I've got the doctor's appointment tomorrow. I'm not coming into work. This means that you need to make sure you're actually on time to open up the store, and please unpack the boxes behind the counter. They're starting to become a workplace hazard. Also, books tend to sell much better if they're put on shelves where people can actually see them. Good luck. Do I send the email or not? I guess I do. Okay.
Better late than never.
True. Alright.
Come on, radioactive tracer fluid, where are you?
Get well soon, love mom. Okay. What is that? Okay, this is a little sad guy in a sunny area. Some sort of graph, pie chart. I don't know what that says. Yeah, you can like throw everything. Feet in the sand. It's got to be something secret on the other side, right? Okay. Where's the fluid?
Hey Simon, it's Jesse. You working this weekend or what? I knew there was something you were doing. Was it this weekend or next? Anywho, just shoot me a mail or something. Love you, miss you, mean it.
What? You can use that or that.
Guy has the memory of a goldfish. Well, I got the email off. He must have caught up by now.
Weird. It's a weird, like, physics engine. Pizza. Where do you leave the tracer fluid? Which, having just come off of Overwatch tonight, that is a completely different meaning for me. Dude, I don't know where any of this shit is. Kidding me?
Nothing but fast food. Should buy something healthier on my way home.
No, don't do that. Simon Jarrett, Toronto. Okay. I'm sure all of this shit is gonna play into the story later. Wait, what is that? I have no idea what that is. Hooked. Mark and Diana Miller has finally caught a break. They managed to save up enough money to take the family on vacation to Hawaii that they've always been talking about for so long. But as the sun sets over Waikiki Beach that first day, Mark and Diana's paradise turns into a nightmare as swimmers are caught in thousands of thin strings stretching them from somewhere below the waves. Slowly, the swimmers are pulled screaming into the dark water, desperate to get out of harm's way. Their 7-year-old son Charlie is caught by the vicious tendrils. Suspenseful, mystical, and absolutely terrifying. Hooked will pull you in. Sounds interesting. Okay, there's only like so many places this fluid could be. Nail clippers, I don't know. Suggestions, is this it? No, that's toothpaste.
I don't want to keep the doctor waiting. I'll shower when I get back.
Maybe, if we ever go. Where would you put it? Okay, you can crouch. The paste. There's not like a doctor specific area. I put all of my doctor things or prescriptions or whatever. Okay. What is that? I'm out of ideas already. You would think it would be here. What is that? Mapping Minds, widely praised as one of the most comprehensive yet accessible text about the anatomy of the human brain, its function, and our perception of consciousness. Find out how your brain is dependent on its body, why the brain is simply not a computer, and a multitude of other interesting facts that will make your head spin. This edition includes 2 new chapters about the development of the brain and how it affects our behavior in different stages of our lives. Wait, what was in there? Like something. Oh, you can pull it up. Massive recoil. John Hughes, corrupt cop working in Hong Kong. One day his life is turned upside down when he meets Amber, a mysterious foreigner who is kept prisoner by the Golden Dragon Triad. Get ready to go rogue, for it's time to go against the Triad, the police, and supernatural forces of the underground. Get ready for massive recoil. Again, I still don't... Well, we can jump. To do. Remind Jesse, pick up meds, flowers for funeral. Who died? Okay. Any ideas? Anyone? Is anyone even still here? I've exhausted all of my options. Well, maybe not. Downtown accident kills young woman Friday, April 10th, 2015. Yesterday, a driver, I'm assuming this is us, distracted by her children, ran a red light, causing her to blindside a car in the intersection of Bloor and Spadina Road. Their mother and their children, traveling in a robust SUV, were left bruised but largely unharmed. The other party was less lucky. The car crashed into the passenger side. Ashley Hall, 23, sustained devastating damage and suffocated from blood trapped in her lungs before the ambulance arrived. Her friend and driver, Simon Jarrett, survived but with complicated results, believed to leave him with permanent brain damage. Driver of the SUV, who has not been released publicly, claims it was an accident and practically unavoidable. The fact that they put that last little text in there, it wasn't an accident. There's no way. No fucking way. Ugh.
Summer's coming. Hope it's a good one.
Summer is never good. Cinema variety. Japanimation bigger than ever. Stunts versus CGI. What's a bottle movie? Okay. Maybe it like fell under the bed. No? That's not it. I don't I don't understand. It's a bottle of something. Where is it? Yellow. A lot of like beige and yellow things. Nail clippers. Do I like go out?
I really should drink the tracer fluid before I go see Dr. Munchie.
Where is it? don't... Maybe... Did I, like, mislook? Coming off of, like, incredibly frantic battle situations from Overwatch to this is definitely a bit of whiplash. I can't even get past the first area. This is not gonna go well.
Right. Watching TV gives me headaches now. Thank you, brain.
Fair. Fair enough. Is there not maybe I for inventory? Does it have the controls? I don't know. I'm missing something. Inventory is tab. It's not inventorying correctly. And I know it's gonna be like in some incredibly obvious place. That is not lost on me. Why would it be in there? No? Damn it. I can imagine how boring this is to watch. Can't interact with anything else either. It's a bottle of something. I didn't like throw it away. That's not anything. Yeah, I guess that was our girlfriend or wife or something. And it shouldn't be hidden. It's the first fucking thing you do in the game. Come on now. Did I like throw it away? That's not, that's like juice of some sort. I don't know. I just legitimately do not know. Ugh. It's not in there. The paste. I guess those are leftover noodles. We got some kind of TV dinner thing. I don't know what that is. Empty cup. Yeah, I know. Pick up meds. This is going to be very shameful, but I really don't see any other way around this. Because I have no idea what the fuck I'm supposed to be doing. Soma. What is it? Tracer fluid? Where's the tracer fluid in the apartment? It's different every time. It seems to be in the upper drawer of the computer, but I'm also getting the impression its location changes. So everyone has this problem. This is like the initiation ritual into playing Soma. It could be anywhere.
There it is.
Oh, fuck. What? I checked in there.
Feels like milk, but the taste, it's like sucking on a penny.
Okay, now we're actually getting out. And we're in Toronto.
Jesse.
Hey, Simon. I got your email. Just wanted to wish you good luck and let you know I got you covered.
Thanks. I should be able to come to the store after the scan.
Don't sweat it. I got Matt and Chris helping me out.
Maddie from SNL?
Guess you didn't hear? He's coming in full time, working the comics section.
That's Ashley's job.
Yeah, well, you know.
Forget it. Not doing her any favors by leaving an empty spot. Not like she's coming back.
Well, good luck.
That is
Hope they find a way
girlfriend?
to reverse the whole, you know, dying thing.
Worst support ever.
What should I say?
I'll see you later, Jesse. Don't burn the place down while I'm gone.
Over and out, buddy.
A little bit of morbid humor, gallows humor. I like it. It's what I do. It's pretty fucked up to say to somebody, though. I hope they figure out that death thing. Okay.
Hello? Dr. Munchie?
This is gonna be like a Saw situation where they trick me.
Where is everyone? I thought this place would be busy.
That's weird. Also weird.
This is the place, right? It must be. Let's just call Machi real quick. Great. Got his phone turned off. That's okay. I can figure this out.
I did not figure it out. Hold on. Let me turn down the lights. You gotta set the mood, right? Little spooky mood. Okay. We're good. Alright. Paul, where are you? We've got a few hours. I got a hold of Simon Jarrett. Let's do this. I saw your laptop in the reception. Are you already here? Call me ASAP. So we are Simon Jarrett. From David. Subject, get your stuff ready. Hi, Paul. Talked to Pace about using the lab this week. I've managed to book the scanner for tomorrow and again on Friday. It's not a lot, but they said we could use the empty reception area as a kind of office. It would allow us to use their computers to run models. And also if a time slot opens up, we can get in here and use the scanner right away. I thought we could run tests tomorrow. We could run a scan of each other to learn the equipment. It's supposed to be pretty easy on Friday. I'm hoping Dr. Erin Peak will send somebody over. She has a patient that was recently in a car crash. Should be interesting. Okay. We're locked out. I found some extra time in the lab today. Unfortunately, nobody told us about the code change, so I called security, talked to Professor Wei to have him vouch for our project, and finally got a hold of some honcho over at Pace Legal Department that could re-grant us permission to the lab. Not allowed to repeat the code in mails or texts, but I'll leave a note or something in case we forget. Alright. That seems to be it. So where's a note? Okay, moment, something, tweak for right link. From Nakajima Neurographic. Blurry. Improved reverse projector technique, 2,501 something. I don't know what that word is. Something method. Okay, well that's clearly not it. Put your scalpel away, the brain can heal itself. The brain has an amazing transformative quality, a plasticity that allows it to compensate and even heal itself. A graduate student neuroscience at York University in Toronto. It is this quality that Berg and his colleague David Munchie, a student of computer science, are hoping to encourage. It's about getting the brain to do the right thing, and we hope to accomplish this with simple things like exercise, therapy, and light medication. It's about getting the brain to do the right thing. Munchie and Berg are not looking for a miraculous panacea. It's about finding the optimal treatment for each patient. They start out recording something like a Nakajima neurograph. It's like a picture that indicates direction. Instead of static brain scan, the neurograph can tell us where the brain is going. Okay, so instead of just giving you nodes, it's actually like which way the nodes are transferring things. All right. Number 1, damaged brain scan to produce computer model. Second step, numerous tests conducted on model without risk. Number 3, perfected treatment is then applied to the patient. It's not a long forecast, it's about milliseconds, but with the right computer model, Berg and Munchie can administer all kinds of treatments without risking actual harm to the brain. We could try giving the brain an overdose of painkillers while running a marathon. Suggests Berg, it's just a computer model. We are able to fail treating you a million times over, only to find the right way. And when they do that optimal treatment, that's when they apply it to the real patient. It's still in early stages, but their project has caught the attention from Pace Laboratories, who has promised to assist them with both equipment and workspace. We are very fortunate to get all this support. Says Berg, now we just need to get out of the limelight and actually do the work. Fair enough. Okay. So it's on a note somewhere. Classic. I don't like that. I'm not a fan of that clown art. The fuck? I don't know what happened. Dude, I don't know. Can I, like, jump in there? There's a lot of ambient sounds in here. Let's see. I can't. Highly doubtful, but try it. I would not recommend doing this at home. ZQ8. That doesn't help me at all. Everything is like incredibly hyper sensitive with the hearing. We looked at all of that, right? I'm pretty sure. That doesn't do anything. Are you telling me there's nothing? Maybe it's 2501. 2501. There it is. Saw that a long time ago. Ooh, Hourglass Nebula. Or, no, that's Ant Nebula. Okay. Similar. Date, Monday, James, time. Alright. Fire. Health. Ice. Is that radiology? Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Okay. Lab. Can we not, like, turn on the light? Where is everybody? Here, what's this? This is Soma. I have never played it before. It's a bit of a slow burn here at the beginning. Okay. I am an astronomer, not a biologist. Okay. Let's see. Paste. I guess these people are like trying to regrow my brain or something. From a car crash. Okay. Oh, good.
Oh, hi. Didn't hear you come in. Simon Jarrett, right?
Dr. Munchie?
Well, it's just Mr. Munchie, but I'm working on it. Actually, you're helping me right now.
Is this part of your thesis work?
Yeah. It's a study I'm doing with my colleague, Paul Berg. We hope to design a gentle way to work with brain reconstruction to help people like you. Oh, did you take the tracer fluid?
Yes. Yes, I did.
Great.
Took me forever to
We can
find.
start whenever you're ready.
To be fair, alright. What are we doing now? We're just scanning my brain. I guess I have two big holes in it. Brain waves, I assume. Okay, well,
Please, have a seat.
let's see what the hell is going on. It's very loud. They're probably gonna get me with a jump scare pretty soon.
All right. Let me just get this out of the way. You are Simon Jarrett, correct?
Right.
Toronto, Canada. Munchie. Born 1988, July 16.
Right.
Flat neurograph. Version 6. Good. All files in order.
Will this hurt?
It's just a scan. It'll hurt about as much as getting your picture taken.
I bet there's
Indians thought
something
cameras
down
would
that
steal their
hall.
souls.
Is that so? Well, let's hope they're wrong. Ready? Say cheese.
Something's gonna pop out in that hall. Guaranteed. Or not.
What happened? Hello?
Oh,
Mr.
good.
Munchie? Did something go wrong?
What do you think?
This isn't funny. I'm not supposed to put myself in... What the hell is this place? How did I get here?
Unlock terminal from service console. Okay. I don't know what is happening. Omnitool chip installer, build, shape, and optimize your Omnitool and fully customize tools and assistance. Okay, sure. Right. Insert Omnitool. I don't have an Omnitool. Okay, something's happening. An Omnitool? Do these people have one, maybe? Or are they people? I don't even know what the hell I'm looking at right now. I don't know what an Omnitool looks like. Oh, I have to break it. Hey, look at that. Big brain. Big Brain Academy. This is giving me System Shock vibes. Okay. I do not have an Omnitool. Uh-oh. I don't like that. Oh, I don't like this at all. Why are we glitching out? Oh, that's wild. It's like techno-organic. Okay.
Hey, you. Can you talk? Can you talk like the others?
Maybe?
Why are you like this? You want some structure, Joe? Yeah, you do. So weird. Doesn't make any sense. I'm gonna shut you down now, okay? Yeah, you're creepy as hell, so I'm gonna shut you down.
I don't. Oh shit. Dude, I have no clue what the fuck is happening right now. I don't.
Hey, you. Can you talk?
I just said that. shit. Why does it want me to lean? We need like bolt cutters. Oh fuck. I don't notice from what? What is going to notice me? I don't know why that's happening. Jesus. I don't think I want to go in there. Door, okay. We're fine. This is all exactly as I planned it. In no way do I not know what's going on. Wait, there's... See, I don't even know what I'm, like, looking for to be scared of. I don't want to take the lock off the door, but what other option do I have? Papa? Omni tool? AI helper Jane. Now we have an inventory. I think. Alright, we have to go back. There was a place to put the Omni tool in. It's a jump scare. Open! Here. Okay.
Service console Upsilon 3, including pilot seat, activated.
Pilot seat. Okay, Upsilon, remove access denied, service offline, main power suspended, 13 days remaining. Sure. How do I go back? I don't get it. How do I go back? Here, here, here. Oh, the button that says back is how I go back. I didn't see that. Bunch of garbled nonsense. Managed tool chip. Welcome back, Luis Murin. Your Omni tool is in perfect condition, but not fitted with a tool chip. Note that without a tool chip, your FSD kit will be unavailable, including your cross-site security access. Please insert a tool chip and run an update. Not inserted. Can't update it. Useless. Probably the same thing. Unlock toolbox. Okay.
I know they told you that field technicians would get full access throughout Pathos 2. I'm
Right.
here to tell you that's not going to happen. Don't get me wrong, I don't want to get in your way. We need you guys to keep this place up and running, but there needs to be at least some level of security on these things. I don't want to hear you barged into some quarantined area at Omicron and just knocked out the whole place with some virus or whatever the hell they're doing over there. This is what you can do. You'll be able to use it to open doors. Basically all of them.
Okay.
If you can't,
Cool.
there's something wrong or someone didn't want you in there. Then what do? You shove that Omni tool into a terminal and see if you can't get around it somehow. I mean, sometimes you'll need to get into places where you don't belong. Just find a way. You're an engineer for crying out loud. What else? Take care of your gear. Don't be an asshole. That's about it, really. My name is John Strohmeyer, Pathos 2 security operative. I got an office at Theta. Come see me if you got any issues you can't handle yourself. Good luck.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Inventory. Okay, ductile suits. Okay, okay. I guess we're about to get a suit. Kind of a Half-Life vibey. These were lit up earlier. AI helper Jane. I don't know what they want me to do here. We did that. Omni tool. Did it. Did it. We already did it. That was it, right? I'm pretty sure. It's like nothing else I can do. Oh, wait.
Tool chip found.
Okay. Welcome back. Your Omni tools. Yeah, update.
Tool chip security cipher updated.
Okay. Can I get it back? I can. Level 3. Alright. Let me see. I want to save here and I will be back momentarily. I'm going to go do something. I forgot. Yeah. Okay. Interesting game. I will play more of it, but as for now, I need to go do something, maybe get a bite to eat, and then I will be back a little bit later. So if you watched, I appreciate it. And I'll